Beautiful piece. Look at you, ready to bloom. Beautiful. Hey everyone. Welcome to today's video and welcome to this channel. If this is your first time, then welcome here. And this is where we talk about everything around you cannot delegate communication with myself, Melanie Wood. And today with my peace lily as well, my beautiful, beautiful plant. My beautiful plant, look at this, is ready to bloom. I've had this plant for about 3-4 months, and this is the first of the bloom that's happening, which is so, so exciting. And it really leads me into what I really want to share with you today is around conscious communication. And why do I really want to share around conscious communication? Well, it's something that I'm so passionate about, just like my plants. And it's really around like where we are now in the world. It's really around waking up and becoming more conscious around everything that we do, but particularly around what we say. Because we were all gifted when we were born with the gift of language. However, we can also be very underdeveloped in the area of communication. Because again, it's not something that we really get taught when we're younger. A lot of the times, if you're in a generation like myself and previous, it was a generation to be seen and not heard, which then meant that we then, to develop that communication, is that we can then come with a lot of our inner voices around, oh, well, I was told not to be seen and heard, so I'm just going to sit over here in the corner. And then we now have the generation around social media and texting and all of those things that we then are not using and developing this skill of communication. However, it's also about the fact that around conscious communication is bringing in compassion, it's bringing in empathy, it's bringing in love and joy. It's also still standing up for yourself. It's still commanding respect and boundaries and really being able to have conversations, to be uncomfortable. But the conscious part of it is that we start adding an element of yourself into it, because you start to become aware of how you communicate, who you communicate to. Are you fully conscious when you do it? Which means, are you present in the moment, or are you thinking about the next thing that you need to do, the next thing that you need to do? Or are you thinking about, oh, I can't think about anything else because I have this public speaking event coming up and I can't think of anything else? So the consciousness is really coming into being fully conscious in the moment of every single moment when you're conversing with someone. Because being conscious and conscious about the words that you use, because the words that you use can bring joy, it can bring love, it can bring support and nurturing, but it can also bring a lot of hurt and anger. So it's about being mindful of how you speak, the words that you use. It's also about being conscious about the words you use for yourself. And that's probably my biggest one around being conscious, is that we are very quick and good to give advice and suggestions to other people, but are you doing that for yourself? Being that friend of, you are giving suggestions to someone else, are you giving that back to yourself as well? So really thinking about all of those things. But the consciousness as well is around different stages of learning a skill, becoming really competent in it. And it's really becoming aware of that you are conscious about those areas that you need help in. But right now you're incompetent. And what I mean by that is that in that particular skill, you're just not as skilled at. You would love to get more help to do that. So so you're the aware stage. You are aware that you want to improve that. So that's where the incompetence is. So then you want to be able to then work up to then becoming conscious, competent. So you're conscious, and you're really starting to build the skill, learning and developing, getting super excited about it. Then you want to be able to get to the point where you are unconscious competent. And this I mean is, here's an example. You drive to work, you drive to family members' houses, you drive to the shops, something that you do on a consistent basis. And you turn up wherever you're turning up, and you have been so unconscious that you don't even remember the drive. That's being unconscious competent. It's the part where your body and your mind know how to do it, know how to drive a car, because you've maybe been doing it for years. It's also around getting up in the morning. You get up, you go to the toilet, go for a shower, you go to the gym, you make your breakfast, you get everybody in your household out and ready to go to school and work. And then you sit down maybe at your desk, and that's been a good couple of hours that's happened. And you probably don't fully recall every single scenario. That's again because you're unconscious competent. The brain knows up in the morning, this is what you do. And again, that's all part of our human nature, that we need to have those things. But when it really comes back to the conscious communication, particularly if you're learning a skill, you want to be able to progress through those stages of being conscious. Now, there is the unconscious, incompetent part, but I know everybody in this channel is moving up there. So I know that for a majority beyond here are conscious. You're conscious, and so you're somewhere between the conscious and competence, the competence part, but I know that you really want to get to that unconscious competent area. So it's really then becoming aware, you know what you need. I will attach the link to the previous video as well around how to take action to really help you. But I really want to talk about the conscious communication. Again, it's really thinking about what you're saying to people. We are in a time where being conscious around our communication is so needed to help you share your message, to help you share your ideas, to help you make an impact and ripple effect. Really begin to be present, get conscious of what you say, how you could change it. And these are questions you could ask yourself at night of, how did I show up today with my communication and speaking? And tomorrow, how could I do it differently? How can I speak to that person differently? Are those people differently than I did today? To grow the skill, to grow the muscle, to become more conscious. And again, that's slowing down and pausing. There's previous videos around pausing that I have taken you through as well. Check them out. How to take action and the power of the pause. These are all things to help you stay conscious with your communication. If this has resonated with you and you really want to get more help, and again, conscious communication is around, if you do meditation, a spiritual practice like myself, these are all things that I use to become really conscious about what's the message that someone needs to hear today. I really want my practice and my connection to really ask about what's the message that someone needs to hear today. So that is if you are really wanting to, and you do connect and you do meditation, you do journaling, you have a practice, whether it's with God, the universe, the divine, whatever that means to you, that's when you become so much more conscious, because you're then filtering through what needs to be said, to who, to when, in a compassionate way. that's when you can become so much more conscious. And these are areas that I absolutely love to work on. And this is what I love to share in the channel. It's also what I do when I work with clients, when I work in the communication community. We work on all areas of consciousness to really develop the skill, the practice, and the consciousness of it. So if this has resonated with you and you are looking to become more conscious, but also how to really bring your meditation, your spiritual practice, anything that you do, your faith, but you really want to bring it together and really align. Maybe you're feeling like you're not aligned with the action that you take, the message that you speak. Then this is the things that I do with clients. It's also what I do when in the communication community. So if it's something that you are looking to bring together, but you need a bit of help, then reach out to me, or I'll leave the link below. Really come and join us at the communication community and really come into a community of conscious communication members that we have there. I'd love to see you there to really help you align with you and what you're doing every single day as well. So until next time, remember, you cannot delegate communication. Become conscious in your communication. And until next time, bye for now.